An unprecedented moment in American history. Last night, Vice President Kamala Harris became the first woman of color to accept the presidential nomination for a major political party. Tony is leading our coverage in Chicago, and he saw it happen. He was in the room where it happens. Tony, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I was on the floor. It was hard to see the candidate at times. So many people were waving placards. Hard to hear her as well. There was so much applause. But let's linger on that candidate, Kamala Harris. This is someone who just 4 weeks and 5 days ago was not expected to deliver this speech at all, and she has now accepted her party's nomination. She did it on behalf of, quote, everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth. And it was a moment capped by a balloon drop that filled the hall to my waist at times. And by the way, just so happened to fall on her 10th wedding anniversary to husband Doug Emhoff. And it followed a full week of music and star-studded speeches. We heard from Oprah, we heard from both Obamas, both Clintons, a whole raft of rising Democratic stars, and then finally Harris herself, who laid out what she called her unlikely journey as a daughter of immigrants who became a prosecutor for the people, as she so often puts it. It's a story that she said, echoing Obama, that is only possible in America. And on the issues, her promise to voters is change and opportunity. From the border to foreign policies, she also pledged security and dignity in balance. And yeah, she went straight at Donald Trump as well. To help us digest all this, Weijia Zhang is here as well. She was also in the room. Weijia, I hope you had a better view than I did. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Tony, and good morning to everybody. You know, from my vantage point, right next to the stage, I could see the vice president's teleprompter, and she stayed almost exactly to the script. She edited that speech down to the wire, going through each line with her hand in what aides describe as a deeply personal message to the country.
I accept your nomination to be president of the United States of America.
The sound of history in the making. As Vice President Harris vowed to fight for the future.
I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans.
Harris opened up about how her journey began with the influence of her mother.
She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. She also taught us, and never do anything half-assed.
And a career enforcing laws.
Every day, in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge, and I said 5 words: Kamala Harris for the people.
Harris laid out the case against former President Donald Trump, arguing that he's a threat at home and abroad.
I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un who are rooting for Trump. Because, you know, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors.
The vice president hit on every top issue in this election: the economy, reproductive rights, and the conflict in Gaza.
President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Harris's speech capped off a night that highlighted her professional and personal life, including a memorable moment when Harris's grandnieces, Amara and Leela, explained how to say their auntie's name correctly, something her opponent frequently gets wrong.
First you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la. Everybody over here say comma. Everybody over here say la.
Together.
You had the answer.
A sea of white paid tribute to the women's suffrage movement, but also honoring the first time a Black and South Asian woman is the presidential nominee of a major party.
What did it mean to you to be here as the vice president accepted the nomination?
It's hard to put into words, to see this woman who has spent her whole life in service really coming out here and speaking from her heart in a way that connects with so many people here in this country. As a woman myself, as a mother, as a Black person, it's just been an incredible, incredible night.
Right after the address, Vice President Harris told reporters that she felt good, but it was time to move on to the next thing. And she's expected back on the campaign trail next week. Of course, the next big thing, Tony, in just over 2 weeks, she's set to debate Trump.
We'll be following it, Weijia. Thank you very much.